Haig Brown Festival. This is Go. I'm Ruth Harris. You're watching Go on Shaw TV's Channel 4. We're here at the museum at Campbell River, and the Haig Brown Festival is celebrating its 14th year on Sunday, September 13th. But first, on Saturday, September 12th, is the lecture series, and it's going to be amazing. Special guest David Brown is going to join us later to tell us all about it. We're going to begin the show right here in Campbell River with this. I'm Ruth Harris, and as promised, David Brown has joined me here at the museum at Campbell River to talk about the lecture series for the Haig Brown Festival. How many years has the lecture series been going on?
Well, it started in 2009. Van Egan was the first person to do that, and that really stemmed from the Haig Brown centenary year, because both Rod and Ann were born in 1908.
Oh, okay.
So out of that came this idea of why don't we have a memorial lecture.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Now, why should people come on Saturday, September 12th? What's so special about that night?
Well, I think what's really special about it is that it emphasizes the roles of Rod and Ann Haig Brown. It often becomes Rod, but Mrs. Haig Brown, I always called her Mrs. Haig Brown. I could never call her Ann. And of what they've done for the community, for both of them. And so that lecture emphasizes that, plus it emphasizes the idea of literature and social justice, those kinds of things. Right. And that's why we think it's really important from the Haig Brown Institute point of view.
And who's the guest speaker?
The guest speaker this year is Bev Sellers. And Bev was actually mentioned to me from Alan Haig Brown, because they both worked together in Williams Lake.
Oh.
She's a former chief of the Soda Creek Band.
Okay.
She's a lawyer. And she's been an advocate on some of the land claims sorts of things. And she's going to be a fascinating person to hear, because her book, which is this one, They Called Me Number One, and it's about her experiences in residential school.
Oh, okay.
And it's a very compelling read.
Oh, I get shivers. We recently had Walking with Our Sisters in the Comox Valley, and that was very powerful. And seeing this book, there's so much discussion that really needs to happen from this point forward. I really feel like it's just getting started. So what a wonderful choice for this year's festival.
We think so. And we, the lecture itself, we partner with the museum, obviously, and our institute, and the school district, and the Arts Council.
Oh, great.
So we're all part of this whole group of bringing people in to present the lecture.
Well, that is fabulous. David, how many years have you been involved personally?
Oh, I've been involved since the beginning of the Haig Brown Institute as that part of it, and that goes way back to Kingfisher Creek days 35 years ago when we redid the creek. And I've been involved this since the beginning of it, and it's really neat because you get to meet all these wonderful people who have come to do lectures.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, David, thank you so much for joining us today, and I really do hope that everybody comes out on Saturday, September 12th. What time does it start here at the museum?
It starts at 7 o'clock is our current time, and a plug also for the festival the next day on a Sunday, and that's the Haig Brown Festival.
That's the rest of our show.
Oh, you're going to do that, Mara?
We're talking to all kinds of people the rest
awesome,
of the show.
for sure. So we're looking forward to it. It'll be right here in the museum.
Awesome. And right now we are going to head over to Powell River, where John McKenzie brings us a story about the Blackberry Festival. That Blackberry Festival looks like so much fun. And thank you to David Brown for joining us, telling us all about the lecture happening here at the museum at Campbell River on Saturday, September 12th. Put it on your calendar. It is going to be extraordinary. We are going to leave the museum at Campbell River now and head over to the Haig Brown House, where we're going to be speaking with Sandra Parrish, who is the executive director of the museum, but she's joining us there to talk all about the festival for Sunday, September 13th. But right now, we are going to catch up with Marjorie Greaves in Browns Bay. I'm Mary Ruth Harris, and as promised, we are here at Haig Brown House on the gorgeous grounds. And joining me now is Connor Kroner. Now, Connor, how many years have you been tying flies?
About 5 years.
And how many festivals were you involved in?
I think just one a couple years ago.
Okay. And what is it about tying flies that interests you?
I just started fishing, and just the fact that I can do it myself, and it's an art. It's what I enjoy doing, and
Now, do you get creative with it?
yeah, I do. I do a lot of my own work, and I also tie other flies as well that are
Oh, great.
from books and the internet and stuff.
Oh, cool. That's awesome. Now, what do you know about Roderick Haig Brown?
I know he was a fly fisher and tyer here in Campbell River, and I know he has a pretty good selection of famous flies.
And was that inspirational for you to be part of the festival?
Yes,
And what did you enjoy about being part of the festival the most?
just meeting all the fly tyers and being able to tie a bunch of great flies.
Cool. Did you, was there any one particular fly that you learned how to tie when you were at the festival?
No, not one in particular, but I did tie a bunch.
Oh, good. Awesome. Well, Connor, thanks so much for joining us today. I really appreciate it. And it sounds like it's a really great pastime for the boys.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a lot of fun.
All right, so if you do not know how to tie a fly and you would like to learn how to tie a fly, make sure you come to the Haig Brown Festival here at the Haig Brown grounds on Sunday, September 13th. Right now we're going to take a short break, but we'll be right back. Welcome back. You're watching Go on Shaw TV's Channel 4. Joining me now, Sandra Parrish, Executive Director for the museum at Campbell River. But we are here at the gorgeous grounds of Haig Brown House.
Yes.
Now, what is it about this festival that's so unique? It's the 14th year.
14th year. I think what's so unique about this festival is it's a chance to learn a little bit about Roderick and Anne and some of their interests, and for the community to once a year spend some time on the property along the banks of the river and just enjoy this space, which is very tranquil, sort of a hidden gem in Campbell River.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Very much so. Now, earlier we were talking to Connor, who's a young fly tyer, and that is so interesting that that was Roderick's thing, and then to have it here at the festival for kids to learn how to do.
Yes, it is. And there'll be a lot of other activities that are the same sort of thing. The Haig Browns are very interested in music, so there'll be music, there'll be books, there'll be conservation displays. So it's all the things that they were interested in as a couple, and all of the sorts of things that happened on this property. So yeah, very neat.
Now, what time does it start on the Sunday?
It starts at noon.
At noon, okay.
And it ends at 4 o'clock, and there's a schedule that you can see on the website.
Okay.
There'll be the City's Stewardship Awards, readings at different times, and other presentations as well.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Now, what are you most looking forward to?
What I'm most looking forward to is just what I said earlier, is people coming to this property, enjoying the property, and just hoping that it'll pique their interest a little bit about Roderick and Anne and their life here, because it is a bit of it's a little known story for a lot of Campbell Riverites. So that's what I look forward to, seeing the children and the families and that chance to connect with history.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Sandra. Really appreciate your time.
You're welcome.
And now we're going to head down to the Comox Valley. Have a look. I'm Mary Ruth Harris. You're watching Go on Shaw TV's Channel 4. We are here at the amazing grounds of the Haig Brown House. Coming up on Saturday, September 12th, the lecture at Campbell River Museum, and the following day here at the Haig Brown House from noon to 4, the Haig Brown Festival. It's going to be spectacular. And right now, we're going to head over to Powell River. You've been watching Go on Shaw TV's Channel 4. We began today at the museum at Campbell River to discuss the Haig Brown lecture series. What's great about the lecture is after the lecture, they print the lecture completely in these little chapbooks. You can pick them up at the museum gift store is where you can get them. And then of course the Haig Brown Festival is here at the Haig Brown House grounds on September the 13th from noon until 4. Check everything out on the website, all of the events of the day and the schedule. It's going to be extraordinary. Thanks so much for being with us today, and we will see you soon.